of Trinidad and Tobago. And some of the courses that we offer here are 10 Saturdays program, which in itself is unique because if you do not possess certification of any kind, CXC passes, for example, this program will introduce you to the world of tertiary level learning. We offer a Bachelor of Science degree in Security Administration and Management, which can be accomplished 4 years full-time or 5 years part-time, 119 credits. An associate degree in Security Administration and Management, 2 years full-time or 3 years part-time, 62 credits. A diploma in Security Administration and Management, 1 year. Certificate in Security Administration and Management, 1 year. And of course our 10 Saturdays program. There is also our Accelerated Practitioner Certificate in Fraud Detection and Prevention and Security Operation Strategies that can be obtained over 1 year for 12 credits. There is our Diploma in Emergency Management for 1 year and our Certificate in Emergency Management also for 1 year. There's also a 10 Saturdays program in Crisis and Emergency Management. All these courses are delivered and guided under the hands of qualified lecturers with a wealth of industry experience and expertise. At the end of your journey with us, you would leave with a sense of achievement, pride, appreciation, and gratitude for the learning that you would have received. That piece of paper that we give you when you graduate will be your ticket to freedom and can be matched with any other degree or certification. Thank you all very much and have a beautiful day.
Hi, my name is Barry Parasram, Program Dean, Occupational Safety, Health and the Environment here at Cipriani College. Over the next few days, I know that you are going to be engaged in the Caribbean World of Work Forum, where many discussions will be had in areas such as climate change, disruptions, and other issues affecting the worker in this particular environment. One such issue is occupational safety and health. Now, if we recall, in June 2022, the ILO labeled occupational safety and health as a fundamental principle and right at work, which means that employers must be compliant with occupational safety and health laws and regulations within their environment. What we do is that we go out into the field. We go out into the field and we find out from the organizations, from employers, what is needed from an OSH practitioner in the field. And when we get that information, we place that into the curriculum to ensure that our curriculum is filled with theory and practical as well. So once we have a graduate coming out from an associate's degree or bachelor's degree, we know they can hit the ground running into any health and safety department in any organization. In our department, we go from the 10th Saturday straight up to the bachelor's degree. At the 10th Saturday, you have a basic understanding of the 3 areas of occupational safety and health, which are safety management, safety technology, and occupational health and industrial hygiene. You will get a basic overview over 10 Saturdays or 40 hours. Then we move on to the next step, which is the certificate level. At the certificate level, it's 1 year long, 6 courses, and that is done over 2 semesters. What is very important and enlightening, and we are very happy here at Cipriani College, is that our associate's degree in OSH and our bachelor's degree OSH are the only 2 homegrown programs in OSH in Trinidad and Tobago that are internationally accredited. Let me say that one more time because that's important for you to understand. That our associate's degree OSH and bachelor's degree OSH at Cipriani College are the only 2 homegrown programs in Trinidad and Tobago that are internationally accredited. The associate's degree is 64 credits long, 2 years full-time or 3 years part-time, while the bachelor's degree is 3.5 years full-time or 4.5 years part-time. In 3 years, or maybe in 4.5 years, if you go part-time, you will be crossing our beautiful stage in the auditorium, collecting a certificate, having a bachelor's degree, internationally accredited in the field of occupational safety, health, and the environment. Feel free to contact me at parasrambi@cclcs.edu.tt. Once you send an email, I am very sure that you will get a very happy response very quickly. I look forward to your email and your contact in becoming a part of the OSH department.
Hi, my name is Colin Bartholomew, and I'm the Program Dean for Cooperative Studies at the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies, and welcome to the Caribbean World of Work Forum 3, which will be held from September 6th to 8th, 2023. At the Caribbean World of Work Forum, we will be exploring the concept of the social and solidarity economy. Now, cooperatives as a part of that particular brand is very important. And of course, we will have the opportunity to fully interrogate the issue of the social and solidarity economy. Now, in April 2023, at the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly, a resolution was passed promoting the social and solidarity economy. Cooperatives, as a vital part of this particular economy, will be the emphasis, and a very open discussion will be held on how institutions and governments can effectively promote the social and solidarity economy in general, and specifically how cooperatives can contribute to the elements of social justice and social dialogue as part of this particular brand. Now, at the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies, we pride ourselves in offering qualification and certification in the field of cooperative studies. One can come in from our introductory program and matriculate to higher levels, such as our certificate in credit union management, our associate degree in cooperative studies, and our Bachelor of Arts degree in cooperative studies, the only such offering in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean region. The college most recently became a part of the International Cooperative Business Education Consortium, ICBEC, where we successfully partner with over 45 global cooperative business educators, and therefore we now tap into a network where persons can be further exposed to the field of cooperatives and build their knowledge on cooperatives as a part of the social and solidarity economy. So, we look forward to welcoming you here to the Caribbean World of Work Forum in September 2023. See you there.
Welcome to the Caribbean World of Work Forum 3, the third regional conference hosted by the Cipriani College on work, workers, and social justice. I want to take the opportunity to invite you to become a member of our community by joining one of our 5 programs in labor studies here at Cipriani College. The world of work is changing with everything from COVID to climate change, and now to technological change, including AI. What we are concerned about in labor studies is ensuring sustainable development and social justice, making sure that we all benefit from economic development in the region. In this unique learning environment which supports working people in developing skills and competencies, you will find not only your mission, but yourself. Come and join us here at the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies in the Labor Studies Department. Thank you.
Welcome to CWWF 2023. Over the next couple of days, you're going to be engaged in dialogue, engaged in research building, and capacity building, particularly in the HRM stream. When we look at the theme in terms of disruption, being resilient and just transitions, we know as HR practitioners, we have to be so mindful now, because there continues to be such evaluating scenarios within the workplace. And we as HR practitioners need to be prepared. We need to navigate through the disruption. We need to continue to be resilient. And we need to make sure that the transitions are done in such a way that all benefit. At the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies, we like to make sure to engage you. We like to make sure that you have that dialogue, that you have that understanding as it relates to social justice in terms of community and those kinds of things. I am Melissa Bridgewater, Program Dean for the Human Resource Management Program, and it is my pleasure to share just a bit with you on the HRM program level. Why CCLCS? Because we have the most holistic program as it relates to the HRM department. We like to make sure we have courses that deal with all aspects of HR, especially the evolving aspects of HR, so our students would be able to adapt and be ready for that world of work. Also, we have vibrant lecturers who try to make sure that we have their students' best interests at heart. And we like to make sure too that our students have the competencies not only in HR, but complementary areas in terms of industrial relations, occupational safety and health. So let me give you a brief snapshot as to the major areas of the program. So we have the introductory, which is a 40 contact hour. We also have the certificate level and the diploma level. Both are a year in academic duration. We have the associate level in the HRM program, 64 credits. 3 years part-time, 2 years full-time, and then as well we have the Bachelor of Arts, 117 credits, 4.5 years part-time and 3.5 years full-time. So feel free to engage. I look forward to hearing from you. Do not hesitate to send me an email at bridgewaterm@cclcs.edu.tt or at hmanagement@cclcs.edu.tt. Thank you, and looking forward to hearing from you. Take care.
Welcome to the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies. In this video, we will give you a tour of our Valsain and Tobago campus and the key features we offer to our students and staff. Founded in 1966, the college holds firm to its mission, vision, and quality policy statement. These are clearly communicated to all our stakeholders. The college remains steadfast to its commitment to advancing social justice through research and high-quality academic programs. Teaching and learning is at the core of the institution. The college is equipped with state-of-the-art smart classrooms to ensure that students have the best learning experience. The distance learning room is outfitted for the delivery of remote teaching services and also creates a space for intellectual debates and discussions. The library supports the mission of the college by providing relevant resources in various formats. A key highlight is the ILO library collection and the special collections. The computer lab is fully equipped with desktops and internet access to facilitate teaching and learning at its best. The OSH lab serves as a critical tool that provides interactive learning to ensure that students are competent in their field of study. The college has implemented mechanisms to support its key stakeholders in their academic journey and campus experience. The Student Support Center caters to the holistic development of the student, providing academic and social support. The counselor's office is located inside the Student Support Center and supports the mental and emotional well-being of students and staff. The college's system of governance provides for students' input in decision-making through the Student Guild. The Student Guild office is located within the Student Activity Center. The Student Activity Center is the hub for all student-related activities at the campus. The college's cafeteria is located next to the Student Activity Center and caters to both students and staff. Convenience and safety of staff and students is the college's priority. Therefore, student shuttles are provided and operates from Cooperative to the CCLCS Valedictory campus. The staff lounge provides a comfortable space where staff can unwind and enjoy a meal or snack while interacting with colleagues. Located in the staff lounge is the lecturer's lounge. In the event that a staff member falls ill, the private sick bay offers a resting place where they can rest and recover. The health and safety of all stakeholders is of extreme importance to the college. As a result, the college is equipped with fire safety mechanisms such as pull stations, fire alarms, fire extinguishers, and fire hoses at various strategic locations around the campus. In the event of an emergency, clearly marked exit signs and evacuation maps are located on each floor. Once the building is evacuated, persons are expected to gather at any one of the 3 muster points that is nearest to them. In-house safety is also maintained by up-to-date inspections of our elevators, fire extinguishers, and OSH lab. The college also provides facilities that can be enjoyed by not only stakeholders, but the wider public. The playing field and front greens are available for rent and has been the venue for past CCLCS sports and family days. The CLR James Auditorium seats up to 416 persons and has been the home of many college events, intellectual debates, comedy plays, and concerts, just to name a few. The Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies remains committed to providing quality education and to exceeding the expectations of stakeholders in an ever-changing climate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stand, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and we invite you to sing along to the musical accompaniment. I now invite you to join me in reciting the Credit Union Prayer. It's on the flip side of your program, also known as the Prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. Thank you. You may have your seats.
Welcome to the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies. You are located at the CLR James Auditorium. There are no planned drills today. In the event of an emergency, you will hear an alarm. Once the alarm is heard, please proceed to the nearest exit, either to the right of the stage or to the back of the auditorium. Once outside, please assemble at the open playing field, where you will receive further directions from the college's emergency response team. Washrooms are located to the right of the stairs as you exit the auditorium, or to the left of this stage. Be reminded that this is a no-smoking facility, and do enjoy your stay at the college.
The Honorable Stephen McClatchy, Minister of Labour, Ms. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labour, Professor Brian Copeland, Chairman of the Board of Governors, members of the Board of Governors, Dr. Andre Vincent Henry, Director, Mr. Sheldon Celino, Deputy Director, Academic Affairs, Deans, executives, and members of staff of Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the college's graduation ceremony 2023, entitled Empowered Minds, Purposeful Voices, Transformed Realities. I am L'Oreella Mirez, Manager of Quality Assurance.
And I am Colin Bartholomew, Program Dean for Cooperative Studies. And we are your Masters of Ceremony for this morning's proceedings. Now today we have 332 graduates, 31 from Tobago, 33 from the islands, and in particular from Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Belize, Bermuda, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Wow, I didn't even reach Trinidad and Tobago as it. And 268 from Trinidad and Tobago. This indeed is a Caribbean ceremony because you have represented for your various islands. Congratulations to each of you. We are proud of you and we celebrate with you today.
I would now like to invite Professor Brian Copeland, the Chairman of the Board of Governors of the College, to provide the welcome address.
Thank you, Masters of Ceremony, and thank you, Colin, for inviting the members here to sing the anthem. Yes. I don't know, you're probably not as old as I am, but I do recall Pat Castagno wrote the anthem saying that he preferred sung rather than played. And I think given the state of the Caribbean, state of Trinidad and Tobago, words are so very, very important. It is a prayer, as Jamaica's is a prayer and other anthems and islands across the Caribbean. Yeah? So, the Honorable Stephen McClatchy, MP, Minister of Labor, Ms. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Labor, fellow members of the Board of Governors at the College, Dr. Andre Vincent Henry, Director of Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies, members of staff, graduating students and their families and friends, well-wishers who have come here today, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. Buenos dias. Oh, okay. Oh. It is a great pleasure for me to be presiding over what is my first graduation ceremony as chairman of the Board of Governors of this institution. In this regard, I begin by thanking the Honorable Minister for giving me this opportunity to serve and to continue my passion for education and human and social development. Minister, it is so good to have you, your permanent secretary and other members of the ministry staff who are here with us. We thank you for the open door stance your ministry has taken in regard to this college, and we commit to justifying your confidence in the CCLCS and its board. Since taking up this appointment in July of this year, I now have a more fulsome appreciation of the potential that Cipriani has for contributing to the development of our country and the Caribbean at large. That's a collected space I call Caribbean. I pledge to the Honorable Minister and the Director and staff of the college my unwavering support for the important work being done here. I am also very pleased to welcome to the college the very distinguished and accomplished Chief Executive Officer of the Unit Trust Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Nigel Edwards. I thank him for accepting our invitation to deliver the commencement address. His record of academic and professional accomplishments and the generosity of his public service are a fitting and inspiring example for our graduating class, and indeed for every single citizen of Caribbean. You get it? Caribbean. I have shared with the management and the staff of the college that even as we contribute to the education of individuals here at Cipriani, we should never ever forget that a significant part of our objective is to contribute to the development of our countries. In this regard, the fine balance that our commencement speaker has been able to achieve is a good template that our graduates could well emulate as they leave Cipriani. Indeed, as an example of his commitment to the development of Trinidad and Tobago, I would like to use this platform to extend my gratitude to Mr. Edwards for leading UTC in partnering with UE Ventures Limited in the creation of the I could never pronounce it correctly, the Entrepreneurship Startup Accelerator. I'm sure he'll speak a bit about it. But the accelerator was created to support national, innovative, early stage companies through education, mentorship, and financing. This is a valuable contribution to the growth of the national, social, and economic spaces. The Open Plus Startup Accelerator just recently presented its first set of investment awards to 8 worthy startups. I turn now to the reason for our gathering here today, the graduating class of 2023. I must first express the hope that we have justified your confidence in giving us the opportunity to contribute to your professional and personal development. Almost 90% of our students are working people, and we are well aware and very sensitive to the sacrifices that you made to pursue tertiary education as you balanced your work life and your personal lives while superimposing the challenges of a rigorous education program. It's never easy, but a little bit of pressure is what it takes to make a diamond. We also cannot forget that many of you experienced the disruptions that came with COVID-19. I would like to congratulate you for steering the course. In fact, I'd like you to give yourselves a round of applause. You overcame. The fact that you are here to celebrate this occasion with friends, families, classmates, and teachers, those who no doubt provided a measure of support during your journey, is a testament to your dedication and perseverance. Well, there's not tears, this is a bit allergic reaction. But we are so very grateful that you allowed us to be part of that journey. But also, just as we applaud you for steering the course, I want to introduce a practice I learned from another place by asking you to stand. Just a minute, just graduate, please. And first of all, you'll face your family and friends nicely on your right. And they are here today to give you support, to continue to round off that support they give you. And I'd like to ask you to extend your gratitude by giving them your own lusty round of applause, please. Okay, thank you. Now, I know that you would have met many lecturers and tutors in the system. They're right in front of you, some around, I think. Not everyone is there. And I know you probably had some buff moments with them, all right? But they too, I think, deserve a little bit of applause, so please. Okay, please sit, and thank you. I didn't know if that would work. Sorry, this is a little tough. Ladies really have it hard, boy. As you embark on the next leg of your journey, I urge you to constantly be mindful of the difference you can make in the development of Caribbean. I say Caribbean, just 6 million people. There are cities that are larger than us, 6 million English-speaking individuals. We barely had critical mass collectively. I want to urge you to recognize that academic achievement is not an end in itself. As gratifying as it may be, as an empowerment and a tool for your advancement, it also confers on you tremendous responsibility. So as you embark on this next leg of your journey, I urge you to recognize that academic achievement, as I said, is not an end in itself. And even as you progress in your respective careers, thus putting you in a better place to take care of yourselves and your family, I challenge you to keep an eye out for every single opportunity to help this country, this region, to develop into the kind of place you would like to see for yourself, for your children, and for theirs. Use your skills, use your knowledge and experience to help make it so through your contribution to the growth and development of TNT and Caribbean. So as you leave us, dear students, now graduates, I encourage you to be faithful ambassadors to the college and to become active members of the CCLCS Alumni Association. We have a lot to do. I wish you all the best and Godspeed. Savor this moment. I thank you.
Thank you, Professor Brian Copeland, Chairman of the Board of Governors, for your inaugural welcome address as well. So thank you very much for those words. As we proceed with the program, I would just like to invite those of you with cell phones, all of which are active, I assume, right now, to just please put them on silent as we progress through these proceedings. Next on the agenda, we have our Minister of Labor, the Honorable Stephen McClatchy, to present the ministerial address. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thank you, and good morning all. Ms. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labor, Professor Brian Copeland, Chairman of the Board of Governors, members of the Board of Governors, Dr. Andre Vincent, Director, Mr. Sheldon Salino, Deputy Director, Academic Affairs, Deans, Executives, and members of staff, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I say good morning again. The first mistake they made today is to give a politician a mic. You know? So I hope they don't live to regret it. It is always a pleasure for me to attend a function at the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies and be able to visit the college whenever I can. I make bold my boast that having pursued and achieved pre-university qualifications at this institution, that it laid a foundation and continues to be the most significant of my personal and professional development. It is therefore with delight for me to join in the graduating class of 2023 in this celebration and achievement today. You see, I left these halls in 1980, and I know, thank you. And at then, the college was nothing like it is now. Degree programs weren't offered, so I did a diploma in management studies and then went on to university. But in all my years of study, even up to master's level and so on, Cipriani Labor College stood out in my mind as the hardest piece of studying I ever did. You see, I lived in Point Fortin at the time, worked with Trintock, left Point Fortin at 3 to get a class for 5, and didn't leave here until somewhere around 10 to go back to Point Fortin. On your first 2 days, that was all right. Check Wednesday and Thursday. Pure fumes getting you home. And for me, it is especially gratifying that 43 years after, I can come back to these halls and greet you as Minister of Labor. So, though I didn't graduate then, I will graduate with you now. You know, so I also want to take this opportunity to once more express my gratitude to the new chairman and members of the Board of Governors of the college for agreeing to serve the country through their oversight in promoting the interest of the college. Professor Copeland, I do not exaggerate to affirm that you have already started to make a difference and a positive impact on the college. Under your strategic guidance of the board, I am sure that the college will soar to new heights. Permit me to salute the graduates as I consider it an honor to commend your pursuit of higher education at this noble institution. I understand more than you will realize the sacrifices that you have had to make to arrive at this point. I am especially sensitive to the fact that many of you would have been affected by the disruption of COVID-19 and that the pandemic would have impacted on your academic experience. You have my admiration for your commitment and perseverance in making it thus far. I wish to extend special congratulations to our regional students and the Caribbean Connection who come this year from Antigua and Barbuda, Bermuda, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Almost all of CARICOM is represented here. I am sure that the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies extend to you the warmth and hospitality for which our country is well known. As you have reached this milestone, it is my sincere hope that this is only one stop in an ongoing professional and personal development journey that you have undertaken. I also trust that your certification from Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies would be an important key to opening new opportunities in your professional life, and that the knowledge and experience gained during your time at the college would take you beyond our region in your individual careers. So I just spoke into your life international accomplishments. At the Ministry of Labor, we are very pleased at the representation that CCLCS makes not only of the ministry itself, but also of the government's commitment to social justice. As minister, I can assure you that my permanent secretary, staff, and I are fully committed to providing the college with the resources that are needed to transform this institution so it can make an even greater contribution to the national and regional development. Our commitment at the Ministry of Labor is tangible and has been demonstrated in the provision of resources that have allowed the robust program of digital transformation that is aligned with government's policy. It is this very digital infrastructure that has allowed the college to weather the harshness of the recent pandemic and help us stand resilient. The Ministry of Labor has also facilitated the acquisition of resources required for the much-needed upgrades to the physical infrastructure of the college. I assure you that through this continued relationship, your immediate needs are addressed as a matter of urgency in order to better meet the needs of your esteemed clients. Director, I am sure that you have noticed that over the last 2 years, there has been an increase in the operational subvention from the government, which is indeed a signal of our continued commitment towards this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also very pleased that as I am speaking to you now, the academic and non-academic staff at the college are in receipt of their new salaries, and that the arrears of salaries owed as a result are being calculated with the intention of keeping with government's commitment to make these payments by the end of the year. I am very aware of the challenges that you would have had in keeping staff focused and motivated in the face of out-of-date remuneration packages. We have turned an important corner in that regard, and I do hope that your staff would now be energized to redouble their efforts and give even more to the students and institution. As we seek to strengthen the college and to make the institution more resilient and sustainable, one of the main goals of the Ministry of Labor is to secure the passage of the new legislation in this session that guides the operation of the college. Upon the receipt of the views and recommendations of the new board, I am committed to having the bill brought before Parliament at the earliest possible opportunity. I believe that this legislation will provide a significantly stronger framework for the college to fulfill its mandate. As a member of Cabinet, I can assure you of the commitment of the Prime Minister and my colleagues to continue to build an environment in the country which will even be more receptive to you, my dear graduates, with your new certification. You will recall that at the height of COVID-19, the government initiated a wide-ranging consultative process that resulted in the roadmap to recovery. The government, also cognizant of the challenges of the most vulnerable in our communities, also developed, again through widespread consultation, the Community Recovery Report. These two policy documents, together with Vision 2030, the National Development Strategy of Trinidad and Tobago, form the framework that is guiding government's strategic program. I think it's important for us to be aware of the context that we must operate within so that we can be more focused in both our personal and professional endeavors. In this regard, I encourage you to at least browse these documents. They may very well give you better insights into how you maximize the opportunities that are presented to you as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. And soon, maybe the rest of the Caribbean, with the coming of the opening of our borders in May, I believe, next year, when we will have free travel. So this may actually be also appropriate to those in CARICOM who would have studied with us. Within the broad context of government policy, permit me to share with you some of the collaborative initiatives between the Ministry of Labor and the college as we seek to work together towards further building this institution as being the premier provider of tertiary education in labor and cooperative studies, not only in Trinidad and the Caribbean, but indeed the Western Hemisphere. At this time, the college is in the final stages of development of a student information management system. This system is expected to enhance the collection and processing of student information, thereby further enhancing efficiencies of operations. Together with this, the recent commencement of the records management system is expected to say it for me? Digitalize all of the college's data into one platform that would be both safe and reliable to all users, inclusive of those in the sister Isle of Tobago. In mentioning Tobago, it is noteworthy to add that your Tobago campus is in receipt of new ICT infrastructure that will work in conjunction with the existing systems at the Valsine campus to continue to improve on user experience and augment the college's distant learning capacity. The enhanced ICT platforms also allow the college to develop its research. In the Elmer Francois Institute of Research, it is through this institution that many intellectual debates have been initiated, inclusive of the recently concluded and very successful Caribbean World of Work Forum in September 2023, which brought together minds from across the globe, including some of you here today, to discuss matters of labor issues, including just transition and resilience. The Ministry of Labor is itself in the process of planning the launch of a signature labor conference envisioned to invigorate interest in labor relations and research, as well as to provide a forum for discussion on current, new, and emerging labor market issues and the sharing of perspectives by tripartite partners and other stakeholders. The college will no doubt be heavily involved, and I hope to see many of you as participants and contributors. As mentioned earlier, the ministry is working behind the scenes to give effect to the continued upgrading of the college's infrastructure. As such, in the coming year, much needed refurbishments of classrooms, bathrooms, and other facilities are in train. In addition, further upgrading of your security infrastructure will be undertaken to ensure the safety and well-being of all personnel and clients that attend the college. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just few of the numerous initiatives we have in store for the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies. And as I am sure you all would agree, the best is yet to come. As I close, I urge you, honored graduates, to continue exploring your passion for lifelong learning and to maintain your passion for knowledge. Continue to be adventurous in exploring new frontiers, learning new things, and adapting to new situations and environments. Remember, the only thing that is constant is change, and a changing world waits on no one. Just think about AI, remote work, and all the things that are happening globally that will affect you in the next 5 to 10 years, or even before. While your learning journey progresses and you continue to contribute to the development of your country and region, I encourage you to keep people at the center of your efforts. Never lose sight of the bigger picture. Understand why we do what we do. A people-centered approach to development requires that we combine our passion and energies to empower others, especially those considered to be marginalized in our society. As the saying goes, to whom much is given, much is expected. It is now time for you to selflessly give back to our people and country through your work, your ideas, your time, and of course, our resources. As you follow your hearts and carve your own paths in opening the next chapter of your life, I wish you all the success and God's continued blessings. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Honorable Stephen McClatchy, Minister of Labour, for those words of encouragement and guidance, and just expressing that academic rigor is an holistic experience indeed. And even as a member of staff, I felt the warmth of Christmas. So I felt your greetings, compliments of the season, to which I say many happy returns, sir. Thank you, sir. And as we move smoothly along with the program, next up we have the Director's Address, which will be delivered by the Director of the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies, Dr. Andre Vincent Henry. Please help me to welcome him.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Colin. The Honorable Stephen McClatchy, Minister of Labor, Ms. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labor, and the members of your staff accompanying you, especially our partner, Ms. Omalisa Baldeo, who makes sure that we get those funds for toilets and classrooms. My chairman, Professor Brian Copeland, members of the Board of Governors, Mr. Sheldon Salino, Deputy Director, Academic Affairs, deans, executives, and members of staff of the college, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduates. Graduation day is always the highlight of my office here at the college. It is a powerful symbol of the tangible work that we do, and it is always an honor for me to celebrate you. Graduation is therefore always a time of rejoicing and thanksgiving for me. I must first start by thanking Minister McClatchy personally, as well as in his role as head of the Ministry of Labor and his staff. Minister has given us cover to expand our thinking. It bears repeating that in my first meeting with him in August 2020, Minister made clear that while he, as an alumnus of the college, appreciates the teaching and learning opportunities offered here at Cipriani, it was not enough, and we had to see ourselves as filling a unique space in contributing to the development of our country. The minister has done me and the college one better in composing a really exceptional board of governors, headed by the distinguished Professor Brian Copeland. This is not the place to laud the chairman's stellar career as an academic, university administrator, and inventor, except to note the manner in which he has, in the 3 months since he has been chairman, reinforced Minister's vision of the college as a contributor to national development. And he does that with an extremely soft touch and an unintrusive manner, including me telling me, make sure they sing the national anthem. On an even more personal note, I want to thank the minister and the board for extending my engagement at the college by issuing me a new contract. I shall endeavor to justify your confidence after a long career, and I must admit, being a bit tired. I remain convinced that this is a privileged capstone for me. I am grateful to my academic team under the astute leadership of my collaborator and friend, Mr. Sheldon Salino. We continue to make strides in our core responsibilities for teaching and learning. In this regard, and I gaze longingly at the representatives of the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago, we look forward with anticipation to the report of the ACTT on our evaluation for continuing institutional accreditation, which I had hoped I would have been able to announce at this function, as our accreditation expires, in case you forgot, Director and Sherma, in 5 days. But we are confident of a good result, as we went into this evaluation with a solid track record of improvement and achievement. In this regard, it is gratifying for me to recognize the work of Loriella Mirez, our exceptionally competent manager, quality assurance, who incidentally is doing additional duty this morning as joint chair of the proceedings. In the accreditation process, Lori led a dedicated team of Jamila, Waynell, and Mindy. The steering committee, which prepared the self-study, and the rest of the college worked seamlessly. I conveyed at the start of the process to the college community that we did not have much room for error, and I am grateful that the team stepped up to the challenge. Consistent with Minister's mandate, and reinforced by our observations on the impact of COVID-19 on our students and the rest of the national and regional community, we adjusted our main strategic objectives by adding contribution to national development as one of our key outcome results. I am pleased at the rapid pickup in this area. It appears as if by some divine intervention, we have been led to invest in children and youth. First, we have partnered with the We Say Yes Foundation, an NGO that serves underprivileged and vulnerable youth. Our work with them includes making our physical space available for their activities and volunteering in serving the participants. I wish to recognize a team led by Marsha Calendar, our business development manager on this project. More recently, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the St. Mary's Children's Home to provide training for their staff. We will also be hosting the children at our compound for fun days and providing tutorship for some of them. This most laudable project is spearheaded by my dear friend, Dr. Marlon Anatol, our Dean for Research. I am grateful too to all the staff who Marlon has shanghaied to volunteer in support of this important work. He extorts from each of them $100. Nigel, be careful. I'm sure he has a target on your chest. As we do these things, all these things, I am mindful of the wise admonition of Professor Copeland that we cannot serve from an empty cup. It is certainly advised to bear in mind as our own intentions motivate us and opportunities for service present themselves. By the way, Marlon might come to everybody in this room for 100. I want to turn briefly to work and accomplishments that are perhaps motivating me most as director. The last year has seen us continue the journey of the steady transformation of the college. We are committed to shore up the core of our work as a teaching institution while exploiting opportunities to improve the relevance, resilience, and sustainability of the college. 6 years ago, when I joined the college's staff, I found a mindset that was fixed on our work of providing the best learning opportunities through excellence in teaching. This was totally understandable. The concern, however, was twofold. The first was very simply whether there wasn't more that we could do to fulfill the underlying mission of the institution of contributing to social development of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean region. The second concern was about the sustainability of the college. We were aware of the decline in enrollment from the halcyon days of the early implementation of the GATE program, when there was excess demand for tertiary education in the country. I was also mindful that in more straitened national economic circumstances, as an institution which was receiving more than 85% of its revenue from the national purse, our value proposition to the country's benefit realization from the college could not rest solely on a student enrollment of 1,500. I know that many of my colleagues have grown weary of that drumbeat, but it is what it is. And in the words of Jack Welch, if the rate of change on the outside is greater than the rate of change on the inside, the end is near. Our transformation strategy has 3 prongs. First, fix the academics by improving curriculum and the quality of teaching, introduce innovations, leverage technology, and ensure that we are relevant to the world of work into which our students go. Second, contribute to the filling the gap for rigorous, actionable data and information which could inform actions by our stakeholders and inform thinking and policy for social justice. Third, increase the financial resilience of the institution by going into new lines of business that were not only consistent with the core of our mandate, but also support our mandate. In the middle of last year, I challenged my colleagues in the academic division that we should dream big. I suggested the development of a Cipriani School of Social Justice, in which we will think, research, write, and advocate for policies and actions that were relevant to the Caribbean reality. In this last year, we have solidified a partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank. The CDB has partnered with us to conduct groundbreaking research into the labor market in 15 borrowing member countries of the bank. The result of this research has the potential to fill an almost debilitating gap in the data and information that is critical to support evidence-based actions by persons involved in the world of work. We are running well ahead in the implementation of the project. We have so far completed surveys of more than almost 3,000 with a goal of 4,500, which we expect to do. Forgive me, it's a little jet lag. We were in Bahamas and Belize, and yesterday, Brian, last night, the plane sat on the tarmac for 2 hours. I got home at 2 this morning. And as a senior citizen, that don't go too good. Yeah. But we are running well ahead in the implementation of this project, and we will have an opportunity, and this is very important. The college, the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperatives, will have an opportunity to present the findings of this survey minister, of this research, to the annual meeting of the governors of the Caribbean Development Bank. Interestingly, as we conduct our fieldwork, significant opportunities are opening up for the college to provide value-added services across the region. Dean Barry Parsram has been asked to develop interventions in the Bahamas and Belize on occupational safety and health. Dean Colin Bartholomew and the Deputy Director are expected to assist. Please turn off your phones. Are expected to assist in reviewing policies for encouraging non-financial cooperatives in Belize, and I have committed to the Minister of Economic Development of Grenada that we will support his efforts in developing the cooperative sector in that country. We have also been encouraged to consider developing a program to strengthen ministries of labor in the region in areas of industrial relations practice, conciliation, and occupational safety. Daniel, you're looking at me, you didn't know that? Earlier this year, we partnered with the International Labor Organization to develop a national policy for cooperatives in Dominica. While specific to Dominica, we believe that we have established a template that can be used to conduct current state assessments, gap analyses, and make recommendations for improving the effectiveness of cooperative sector in the region. This year, we also partnered with Public Services International to assess local government systems in the Caribbean, with a view to contribute to the debate on excellence in public service delivery, which is a global initiative of PSI. We have been working with UN Women and in support of the efforts of the Caribbean Congress of Labor and the Caribbean Employers Confederation on combating sexual harassment and gender-based violence in the world of work, as well as empowering persons with disabilities. Another of the highlights of this past year was the hosting of the 3rd edition of the Caribbean World of Work Forum, at which we put on 32 panels with presenters from every continent with the exception of Antarctica. Once again, it was inspiring to see members of staff step up to the occasion. The Elmer Francois Institute, under the new direction of Dr. Anatol, and with an amazing self-directed staff of Sangeeta Barrett, Ingrid Pilgrim, and Marissa Paul. One of the most gratifying things for me was the involvement of so many members of staff of the college. I can easily say that it was the greatest level of participation I have seen in my almost 7 years here. And I think it's demonstrable of the transformation that is taking place in the culture of the institution. We are closing off this year with a bang. On Monday, we will be hosting a discussion on the Guyana-Venezuela border dispute with a focus on the view from Guyana. One of the panelists will be a former Vice President and Foreign Minister of Guyana, His Excellency Carl Greenidge, who now serves as advisor to the government and its agent before the International Court of Justice. Another panelist will be the former Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Forces. As an academic institution committed to debate, 1 week later, on the 27th of November, we will host another panel, this time providing the perspectives from the Venezuelan government. I think it speaks to the rising stature of the college that we could attract such attention. It is now my pleasure to address our graduating class. Our esteemed Dean of Interdisciplinary Studies, a surprise for some people, and a superb educator, Dr. Sadika Khan, has made it her business to investigate and understand the challenges that faced by our students as they grapple with disruption, vulnerabilities, and the demand of life. In this work, Sadika has been moved by the convergence of factors that has served to compromise the commitment of working people and students. And it is in this context that I especially wish to salute, commend, and charge our graduating class. I salute you out of my deep respect for your determination and the manner in which you have weathered the years of being students. For those of you who were here during the height of the pandemic, we did our best to be sensitive to the demands and stresses that you had to undergo, including switching to online learning, even as some of you had to shepherd your children with a similar change. There were those of you who had to provide care for parents, spouses, and children. There were those of you who lost family and friends from the COVID scourge. There were those of you who lost jobs or income, and the list can go on. We hope that you found in Cipriani a spirit of understanding and caring. I commend you on your achievement that hitherto, through the support of your spiritual guides, your family and friends, and hopefully your dedicated teachers and the staff of the college, you have arrived. But I also charge you that firstly, you will only pause to catch your breath, and then you will understand the demands of the world of work, and indeed the demands of life for continuous learning. In this regard, we are committed to a new paradigm of lifelong learning here at the college. Finally, I charge you, even as you enjoy the benefits and the rights of having accomplished a tertiary education, you would embrace the responsibilities to contribute to making this world, and certainly your country, a better place. For those of you leaving us, We send you out with the hope that whatever our shortcomings, we justified your confidence in entrusting your education to us. God bless you, and we love you.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. And all the initiatives that Dr. Henry would have shared with us are a testament to his leadership, so thank you for all that you do for the college. This morning, we are privileged to welcome Mr. Nigel Edwards, the Executive Director of the Trinidad and Tobago Unit Trust Corporation. Mr. Edwards has been the Director of UTC for more than 25 years, and he has offered strategic management experience across an array of disciplines. As a visionary leader, Mr. Edwards is a vigorous advocate that people are a company's strongest asset, and they are the foundation for value creation for all stakeholders. As an architect of the corporation's entrepreneurial strategy, he drives entrepreneurial innovation, creating a more dynamic and diverse business landscape. He currently serves as a board member of Massey Holdings Limited and has been appointed chairman of the Board of Management of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority. Prior to his current role, he served as Chief Financial Officer at the Unit Trust Corporation. Before that, he was the Chief Executive of Tata Life Assurance Group Limited, and he spent more than 16 years in senior leadership positions in the Ants McCall Group. Mr. Edwards has served as a non-executive director on several listed companies on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, as well as on several public interest company boards. He remains in active service to public authorities and several volunteer community organizations. A national scholarship winner from St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive School, he is the holder of an MSc Finance from the London Business School, a BSc Management Studies from the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, and a Fellow of the Chartered Association of Certified Accountants, ACCA. Let us provide a warm welcome to Mr. Nigel Edwards.
Thank you and good morning. Honorable Stephen McClatchy, MP and Minister of Labour, Mrs. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labour, Professor Brian Copeland, the Chairman, and other members of the Board, Dr. Andre Vincent Henry, Director of the College, Mrs. Sheldon Salino, Deputy Director and Dean of the College, graduating class of 2023 and their families, and ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Just to correct one thing for those who are mathematically minded, the 25 years, I've spent 25 years, just over 25 years in the industry, not at Unit Trust. I know I probably look like a babe, but I'm told that looking good is almost as important as being good. So, so I'm not quite as much a babe as implied by that statement. First off today, once again, congratulations to you all. But we'll get to that a little bit more. I do want to thank Dr. Henry for inviting me to speak with you today. When I speak at events like this, I'm filled with a sense of hope. And that hope comes from all that I expect of you to bring to your nations. So it's great and reassuring to know that it's not just Trinidad and Tobago represented, but the Caribbean region. So, what am I hopeful about? I'm hopeful that every single one of you will be both impactful and transformational. You're facing a world of increasing complexity and one that requires transformative leaders. As I'm sure that you can imagine, of course, I've been where you are today. I'm looking at my watch, we've been here for an hour, and you're asking yourself a number of questions, right? How long this man gonna talk, boy? And, you know, the questions go on. But one of the questions I expect that you might be asking is, who is this guy anyway? And why does that matter? And I think that's an important question. So let's see if we could get to some of that. I think Dr. Henry said something that's really important. many things, but one of the things that I want to pull out, he said it's impossible to serve from an empty cup. And I promise you that what I'm sharing with you today is all out of who I am. So this, what I read here is me. Anyway, so 30 years ago, I was graduating from my first degree, a BSc from UWI at St. Augustine. 30 years ago. The mathematicians again. I actually graduated in 1993, so exactly 30 years ago. What? 30. Yes. 93. Anyway. As a student, I would say, I was a student, if you know what I mean. You know, I did just enough work to get by because, you know, I didn't want to interrupt the things that were really important to having a student life. You know what I mean? But with time, of course, thank God that a little bit of balance comes with age and maturity. So I stand now having to balance a number of other responsibilities. So as executive responsibility, running an organization that's important to the nation, non-executive roles, whether as director of some companies, chairman of others, and at the same time having a family and being responsible for that, being responsible for my own wellness and ensuring that I get to live to a ripe old age and look as good as Dr. Henry does at his age, or Professor Copeland. All of those are responsibilities that we carry, being balanced. And so, why does all of that even matter? I think it captures today's theme of empowered minds, purposeful voices, transformed realities. Because it captures the reality that all of our lives amount to a collection of shared experiences, of advancing through education, through career, and then family. Advancing in the midst of social, societal impact, and through lasting connections that you make both here and at other institutions, and that you will continue to grow into your life. I mentioned a little bit earlier that you're coming into increasing complexity of the world that you're graduating into. In the 2024 risk outlook, the economists listed 10 risk scenarios facing the global economy. So I just want to pull out 3 of them. The first one is a kind of composite one, so listen carefully. So the first challenge I want to highlight of the 10, extreme weather events caused by climate change disrupting global supply change. So that's one event, but you can pull apart each of those, and each one is something that should concern us, right? The second, the potential for China to move to annex Taiwan, and that would further deepen global tensions. Of course, at that time, they did not anticipate October 7th and all of the instabilities that we're now facing and the potential for instabilities that follow. And third, the use of artificial intelligence increasing the risk of the spread of disinformation through social media, whether it's text, imagery, audio, video, and undermining global institutions. Those are all some of the concerns that they express, and that defines to some degree the world that you're graduating into. If you turn your attention locally, you have issues such as the need to diversify our earnings away from to areas outside of the fossil fuel industry. You have things like link to new sources of foreign currency to give us a little bit more economic stability. And of course, since we have regional graduates as well, you also have, for example, issues of encroaching caused by climate change and the encroachment of the water on some of the smaller island nations. Well, and that's where you enter, because those are big challenges. And the question is, how can you make a difference to any of that? So let's first discuss this need to lead, which is empowered minds. My personal belief is that empowerment begins in your identity. Again, you ask the question, who am I and why do I matter? I just outlined some of the many challenges that your world faces. And that world, your world, needs your leadership more than anything. It must be that you matter, because you can bring leadership to the challenges that face our time. In order to do that, though, we need you to be competent, we need you to be confident, and to be full of integrity. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about those three characteristics. So let's start, of course, before even talking about all three of those, let's start by recognizing that leadership is not about titles. Leadership is not about being the executive director or the CEO. That's not the only importance of leadership. So let's also recognize that before you can qualify to lead a single soul, you have to show mastery over what you're responsible for. And I'll give you an example of that. How many of you all have ever worked with somebody, nobody in this room, I'm sure, so maybe on this side, not the graduates. How many of you have ever worked with somebody you find difficult to lead? You know why I find it difficult to lead? Because when you and your friends are having a private conversation about them, what you say is, boy, that fella is a real, and you complete the sentence. I can't say it because it's not polite language in this context, right? And it's difficult to be led by somebody who's a real, because you need to see them showing mastery of the thing that they're capable of. And so competence is a key empowerment factor for you. Leadership as a whole is about moving your colleague, moving your team, moving your organization, your country from one state to another. And every single one of you has that responsibility of leadership. It is not role specific, I repeat. Part of why you're here graduating today is to build your competence. You've been here building your competence. But trust me when I say that nobody will take you seriously if you don't enhance this. And two of the speakers have already talked about continuous learning, and I'm not going to say a lot of the things that I had to say about that, because continuous learning is critical to embed in your life and to embed in the life of your organization. I'll just share a really brief story about why continuous learning is important, and why it's important also to ensure that your experience, every experience, matters. I remember I came back to Trinidad after studying in '98. I worked for a company back then called Fleming Anson Merchant Bank. It was a partnership with a UK investment bank. And we had a bid that would potentially be game-changing. And long story short, I was working with a company out of the UK. In those days, the internet wasn't as well developed and things didn't move as quickly. And the bid came extremely late. I rushed down to the Central Tenders Board to get the bid in, and I could see them wheeling the thing away, the box away, closed. I mean, how old was I? No, I'm not going to tell you how old I was. I said that was 98, so there are too many mathematicians here. Anyway, so I was a young person at the time, and it gutted me. I cried like a baby, just between you and me. And from that experience, one of the things that you will never find is me depending on a single anything. So as we speak, I have about 3 sources of this address. and I'm saying that because the earlier you learn your lessons, the more impactful it is for the rest of your life. And that has come in a number of other situations. So that importance of learning, not just continuing institutional learning, but the importance of highlighting and understanding learning from individuals and from each other. Let's talk a little bit about confidence and why it contributes to your empowerment. So I went to Tunapuna Government Secondary for to do CXC, and I did my A-levels at St. Augustine Senior. Why do I say that? Those schools are not, in the local context, prestige schools. And I say that because it doesn't matter. The point is that wherever you've come from, whatever school you came from, we have an expectation of you. We have an expectation of you. There is nothing that holds you back from having maximal impact where you are today. I want to share another example of a transaction. So years ago, I worked on a transaction. It was a fairly, I'm not going to say the name of the company. It was a fairly important local company. I'm not going to say it because it's controversial. But we had $1 billion that needed to be arranged into, to be financed. And so I was leading the financing for the TNT company, and it involved a number of international companies. And these guys, so lawyers, bankers, of course, you know, that's like a pack of hounds. And there were a number of companies represented, and they would always be fighting. And it was an incredibly complex and difficult transaction to do. Anyway, so we completed the transaction after several months. We'd been working with an international set of advisors who were insisting that we hire a financial advisor. A financial advisor, you go out and hire somebody who would tell you how to negotiate and what are the key negotiating points. And we refused, and thankfully the board backed me to do that. Anyway, so we concluded, and it was successful. A couple of months after, many times, you know, so you have sort of success, luncheons, dinners, and so on. And one of the guys from one of the banks came, and he said, you know, I've been working in this industry, or in this region for 25 years, and this is the best executed project I have seen since I've been working here. And I said, yeah, but you know, talking about working in the region, the Caribbean, we've not had many transactions of this size and complexity. I said, no, that's not what I mean. I've been working 25 years in Latin America and the Caribbean, and this is the best executed project I have ever seen. Now, why do I tell you that story? I'm not giving you that story because it's a boast of, you know, this great thing that I've done. I'm giving you that story because it's an example. That story is your story. That story belongs to you. In the same way that having come from whatever school I came from, recognized by somebody as being globally significant, that same significance belongs to you. And so I now walk, well, I had to walk in that confidence before, but I now walk in that confidence even more. And finally, I'm speaking about empowered minds. Can you really be empowered without integrity? My personal belief is that walking integrity is the most empowering characteristic of all. Yesterday, just as recent as yesterday, I had a call from a senior person within Trinidad and Tobago, and they were asking about something that happened a little while ago, and you know, it was something that should have happened differently. I don't want to give you the details. It should have happened differently. And I explained to them, I said, look, this is what happened. You know, I sent this to the particular minister, to one of your colleagues, and this is what happened. And the person on the other side said, not a problem. And what he said afterwards stuck with me. He said, I believe that you're a man of integrity, and therefore, this is what I'm going to do. And it struck me because guess what? I suppose, what would be the issue if you're not a man of integrity? To me, the most practical expression of integrity is very simple. Just do what you say. Be a person of your word. Be believable and be trustworthy. You have to be known for doing what's right and for making the right choices. And you also have to be aware that that can disappear in a moment if you allow it. I encourage you that if there's one thing you should take away, it is that meaningful and lasting change to our country starts in the small and deliberate but very significant choices collectively made by you and by me. And there's no further truth than that. The little changes that we make, those are the things that change our country, our region, for good. Knowing your identity and being confident in your identity is the beginning of empowerment. So, how do you find your purposeful voice? So I try to challenge myself constantly, and sometimes to hold myself accountable to those challenges, I vocalize those challenges. And so adding purpose to your voice is about holding yourself accountable. If you do what you say, then you have to find a way to minimize any implementation gaps. When you vocalize it, you can't not do it if you hold yourself accountable to that. So one of the challenges that's facing us globally is that metrics, while important, they drive our focus. And so, as an example, post-World War II, there's been a singular focus on GDP as a measure of national economic well-being. And that's been good because it has solidified global economic growth. And similarly, for companies, there's been a singular focus on wealth creation. And that too has also had measurable benefits, creating some of the largest and most profitable companies and the most sustainable period of profitable growth in corporate history worldwide. But as a leader, if profit becomes the only metric by which you're moved, then we're getting it all wrong. Notwithstanding the benefits of those singular national and corporate metrics, we've not been able to avoid some of the perils of income asymmetry, or some of you might refer to it as the wealth gap, that the world now faces, with some people getting, the wealthy getting way wealthier, and those who are not wealthy getting way less wealthy. And of course, that breeds its own social fallouts and a set of other concerns. One writer describes this problem as a crisis of prosperity. So the world is growing, economies are getting better, but it's still a crisis. And why is it a crisis? Because the number of the world's billionaires more than doubled between 2008 and 2018. And from just over 1,000 to nearly 3,000, so from 1125 to 2754 billionaires in the world back in 2018, and that's continued to grow, by the way. But since as early as 1988, the size of middle-income groups has been in constant decline. So the wealthy have grown way wealthier. I wish I had a little bit more time and I could share some statistics, but I can't. The challenge, of course, is that we now have to lift ourselves out of those many issues, including that challenge. That's okay. Be forgiving. Not everybody knows how to find the off button. Yeah, we have to find ways to marry the pursuit of those corporate objectives with our core purpose. And so it's important for me to find ways to make the links between large systemic problems and practical and pragmatic, even simplified solutions that make a difference. After giving you all that, we'll talk about how I back up everything. My screen disappears. Yeah, so I want to give you a practical example of how my brain works. And Professor Copeland referred to Entrepreneur Plus earlier, right? So I'm not going to go through all that Entrepreneur Plus does. Entrepreneur Plus is a program where we fund and develop young entrepreneurs. So there's a particular challenge that we face called, let's call it the affluent bias. What's the affluent leader bias? That societies across the globe tend to be led by people who have access to resources. But what's the problem with that? People who have access to resources lead without necessarily realizing some of the challenges faced by people without resources. And so there's this affluent leader bias. Kind of like the Marie Antoinette syndrome, you know, the people have no bread, so let them eat cakes. That's the result. So how do we bring personal impact to this? And I want to share about how the philosophy behind Entrepreneur Plus. So when you see us creating a program that promotes, that encourages, that funds young entrepreneurs, we're doing a number of things. Yes, we're bolstering the productive sector, and we're creating a feedstock for our own investment pipeline at UTC. But we're also seeking to rebalance the leadership demography. We're seeking to bring some balance to that affluent leader bias. The purpose of sharing this is that you get a sense of the philosophy that lies behind programs. You get a sense of the philosophy that lies behind your required decision making. And that's the beginning of your purposeful voice. I recognize I'm going for 22 minutes, so I'm gonna abbreviate my comments. Finally, just speaking very quickly on transformed realities. Both this college and my own employer have been born out of the necessity for creating institutions. I want to ask you, this is the final question I want to ask you. What transformations will you bring to the 2023 version of Trinidad and Tobago? If that question is too big for you, then you're graduating from the wrong place. So let me ask you again. What transformations will you bring to the 2033 version of Trinidad and Tobago? I'm going to leave you with considering that and considering the bigness of that question in the context of the complex world that I described. So, final thoughts. As you take all that you've learned from the institution with you back into your workplace, carry to the more tangible lessons that your time here have produced. Adaptability, flexibility, intellectual curiosity, and finding joy in the exchange of ideas, the accommodation of different points of view, and the celebration of diversity. Carry with you the confidence that you have exactly what it takes to change the world. Because I can assure you that you do, and you will. So congratulations to the class of 2023. Who are you and why do you matter? I hope you have the answer now. And so the only thing left is for you to go out and live it. Thank you, class of 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, for reminding us that we need to be confident, competent, full of integrity, and that there's need for us to continuously learn. Thank you, Dr. Henry. So just to switch things up a little bit, we now have a musical interlude by Kern Somerville and the Sensational Band.
Pleasant day, everyone. Hello, hello. How's everyone? So to start, we want to say congratulations to all the graduates. Give yourself a round of applause, please. I am Kern Somerville, and this is my band, Sensational Band. And this song we want to do to dedicate to the graduates, also to friends and families of the graduates, because I could say I recently graduated my bachelor's as well, so I know how you all feel, you know? So this song we want to dedicate. Feel free to sing along, no introduction. You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love. Everybody can sing along, right? I'll be there. I'll reach out my hands to you. I'll have faith in all you do. Just call my name. How do you go again, right? Say, I'll be there. I'll be there to comfort you. Build my world of dreams around you. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll be there with a love so strong. I'll be your faith, and I'll keep holding on. Oh. Let me fill your heart with joy and laughter. Togetherness, that is all I'm after. Whenever you need me. Song so lovely to make it again, right? Say, I'll be there. Oh, and if you ever find someone new, I know he better be good to you. But if he doesn't, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby? Say, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there. Just look over your shoulders, honey. Say, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there. One more time, right? Say, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there. Oh. Thank you very much.
Mr. Somerville, I feel you're exposed. May call for an encore. Please, let's say it again for Colonel Somerville and the sensational band. Weren't they lovely? Yes, yes indeed. I'll be there. A classic. Great. So, next up, just in memoriam. It's very important that we pay respect. And for the next about 5 minutes or so, I know persons would know the journey, the rigor to get to this point. And unfortunately, some of our colleagues were not as fortunate to be a part of today's celebration. So, of course, we would like to recognize them and remember them over the next few minutes, as well as pay tribute to a stalwart of the Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies. So, I ask just that you silence your hearts yourselves as we remember, first of all, our students. You may draw your attention to the screen just above the stage. Just run it again, please. A couple of our students, and of course we had the unfortunate passing of some members of staff as well. So we just like to recognize Thank you very much. And of course, this next tribute will be to a stalwart of the college, Dr. Roy Darrow Thomas. We will have a video presentation followed by a voice presentation which was submitted by his son.
I knew of Dr. Roy Thomas for a while before I actually had the privilege of meeting him. My mother and Dr. Thomas's mother were friends. My sister and his niece were classmates at St. Francois Girls College. But I first really knew of Dr. Thomas when I entered university in the mid-70s. And at that time, he was senior lecturer and became dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences.
I first met Dr. Thomas as an undergrad in UE, what feels like a lifetime ago. He lectured to me in these giant classes in industrial relations and in economics. So I was one of 200, 300 students in JFK and 106. As an economist, I was a talented sociologist. I don't think I ever distinguished myself in his classes. So it was surprising when I met him for the second time here in Cipriani that he actually remembered me. He came on as a distinguished lecturer, and I was actually his supervisor.
As I got to know him, especially later in life, I realized that he epitomized the type of person who spoke softly but carried a big stick of genuineness and integrity.
Dr. Thomas was the most unassuming person in the room, which was surprising because very often he was the most accomplished person in the room. He never once, in my memory, insisted on being called doctor. It was always Roy. And it was an honor to be called Danny Boy by him in almost every setting. Dr. Thomas was the most generous of persons with his knowledge. He helped me with my work. He is probably most responsible for the architecture of what Cipriani College has become today. He empowered some of the largest trade unions in this country and changed the landscape for industrial relations. I remember once he spent half an hour explaining to me how Al Green changed soul.
My first real recollection of the impact Dr. Thomas had on me was back in, I think, February of 1975. And there was a march for bread, peace, and justice as part of a wave of protests in the country. And the marchers led by Mr. Basdeo Pandey, came to the university, and we were expecting to be addressed by Mr. Pandey. But the university being private property, the police were stopping Mr. Pandey from coming onto the college. So there we were, all our students assembled, and we were being disappointed. Dr. Thomas, who lived on the campus at the time, and therefore went down to the gate and invited Mr. Pandey in as his personal guest. And it was in that context that we were able to hear one of the most stirring addresses and articulation of what Trinidad and Tobago could look like.
I'm forever grateful for the time he spent with me. He was a real gentleman.
I remember sharing with a former member of the Board of Governors, and she telling me that Dr. Thomas is the person who laid the foundation for the transformation of Cipriani College from a technical and vocational institution to a full-fledged tertiary education institution. We are in Dr. Thomas's debt, and for me it was a distinct privilege to know him and to consider him a colleague.
May we have the audio clip, please?
Good morning, Dr. Henry and the Cipriani Labour College family. Thank you for inviting me to your graduation ceremony. My name is Clifford Thomas. My father, Dr. Roy Darrow Thomas, was a disciplined, hard-working academic who had a vision for Cipriani Labour College. He believed in education, and he encouraged us for his students, as well as his family, friends, and the whole nation. He believed in the relentless pursuit of knowledge and the importance of research to improve our understanding both in its depth and breadth. He believed in the transfer of knowledge by teaching, and he taught a few generations mainly about economics, industrial relations, and life. He believed in the application of knowledge through service, and he provided his expertise to all, including workers and labor unions. And he believed in a professional approach to work. Now, he was very passionate about the role of this tertiary educational institution, Cipriani Labour College, would play, and he would be proud to see what it has become today. So today, in memory of my father and on behalf of his beloved family, I would like to thank the administration and faculty of Cipriani Labour College for aligning with his vision and shepherding the education of this class. Most importantly, I would like to congratulate the graduates of the class of 2023 on this important landmark in your quest for knowledge and wisdom, and I wish to convey you my best wishes as you continue to make important contributions to our society. We are so very proud of you. Thank you.
Fantastic. And ladies and gentlemen, the leadership of the Cipriani College of Labour and Cooperative Studies has taken the decision to cement the legacy of Dr. Roy Darrow Thomas. So that driveway which leads from the highway into the college has been officially renamed the Roy Darrow Thomas Driveway. And of course, it is with a great sense of pride that we celebrate his legacy and really celebrate his contribution to this institution. And as the driveway would signify a path onto life's journeys, we think that it is very instructive that we take this step. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Dr. Roy Darrow Thomas and his family. Great. So I would like to invite at this point in time my fellow co-host. And what we'll do, we'll try to put the mic somewhere midway.
All right. We would now like to invite Dr. Andre Vincent Henry, the director of the college, and Mr. Sheldon Solino to confer the degrees, diplomas, and certificates.
Can we ask the graduates to please stand? Good morning, everyone. Thank you. So we are about to confer the degree onto the graduates at this moment. We are about to confer the degrees onto the graduates at this moment. And I would say my piece and then hand over to the director to confer. Director Dr. Henry, it gives me great pleasure to present to you today 332 candidates who are eligible for degrees from Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative Studies. According to the record submitted to me, Deputy Director Academic Affairs, each of these students has successfully completed one of the prescribed programs of study.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors, I now confer the stipulated degrees on the successful candidates. Congratulations. I ask you to move your tassels to the right.
You all studying how to take your seat? You may have your seats. As a program dean sometimes, you know, happy to leave you on your feet just a bit. So, how we will proceed, each program dean will present the graduates to receive their certificates. I would like to invite Chairman, Professor Brian Copeland, just to distribute certificates for the first 3 areas. Please don't hesitate to play some background music because a very important program will be presented. Great. So we will have the graduates from Cooperative Studies first. Round of applause. Beginning with the certificates in Credit Union Management. Sherilyn Alexander, Director's Honors. Yuna? Teresa? Denicia De Leon, Director's Honors. Lee Jordan Hines, Director's Honors. Leslie Ann LaRude, Director's Honors. Sharon Noel. Of course, in absentia, we have Yuna Kito, Denise Holford, Dana Nestor, Zaki Norville, Lilia Samuel, Melissa Stephen, Donna Todd, Denise Andrews, Vahana Bowen, Marsha DeSouza, Candice Jeremiah Spooner, Beverly LaFortune, Melissa McCannell, Taisha Sobrano, Lana Taylor, and Josiane Warner. Next up, we have the Associate of Arts degree in Cooperative Studies, Joanne Mead. Melissa Ragunana. And Saraswati Sita Sipasad, Director's Honors. In absentia, we have Noella Anthony, Maria Chongling, Nicole Debisette, and Wanda Gray. Next up, Bachelor of Arts degree in Cooperative Studies, Rachel Briggs. Vanessa Lewis, Director's Honors and Most Outstanding Student. Chrysaline Morel. Cherry-Ann Williams. Thank you very much. We move on to the next program area.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. So I am seeing with me the Human Resource Management Program. So at this moment, the Certificate in Human Resource Management, Afisha Myers-Thomas, Director's Honors. Monique Richards. All right, and at this moment, Tammy Walters, a regional student, Director's Honors, and Most Outstanding Student. The Certificate in Human Resource Management in absentia, Denique Bain, Avian George, Crystal Lord, Nandi Raghubir, and Abigail Thomas. Let's give them a round of applause. The Diploma in Human Resource Management, Jamala Fonette Bob, Tabitha Lemon Modest, Director's Honors and Most Outstanding Student. And Ava Davis. For the Diploma in Human Resource Management, in absentia, Alicia Huggins, Anish Mangla, Cindy Nanlal Prasad, Carla Nicholas. Let's give them a round of applause. So we now come to the Associate of Arts degree in Human Resource Management. Thais Diaz Harris, Director's Honors and Most Outstanding Student for the level. Wendy Hernandez, Director's Honors. Jamila Jocelyn. And Leandra Ramnares. For the Associate of Arts degree in Human Resource Management in absentia, Chanel Alexander, Reniasha Budram Singh, Keevan Jagrup, Mary Jagrup, Hema Kemraj, Nadia Manu, and Camille Vialva. The Bachelor of Arts degree in Human Resource Management, Andre Arthurton. Tyrese Harry, Director's Honors. Shanae Eiffel, Director's Honors and Most Outstanding Student. Jerome Jr. Maloney. And Jovel Ochoa. The Bachelor of Arts degree in Human Resource Management in absentia, Keefing Alexander, Kimberly Phillips Williams, and Rishma Ragbi. Let's give them a round of applause. I now invite the Program Dean for Labor Studies to come forward. Thank you.
Good morning all. The students of the Labor Studies Department, Cipriani College of Labor and Cooperative students. With us today in the Certificate in Industrial Relations, Dawn Hayward Albert, Director's Honors. Brandon Jadunanan, Director's Honors, Most Outstanding Student. Petal James, Director's Honors. Shazad Mohammed, Director's Honors. Hazel Ryan, Director's Honors. Our regional students, Rodel Chinapu, Zama Gostali, Gavi Esnard, Dean Flowers, Director's Honors, Pauline Forbes Lewis, Director's Honors, Ranisha George, Jacita Giltz Boucher, Waneka Odobo China, Regional Student Director's Honors, Roxanne Pompey, Regional Student, Jasmine Seeley, Regional Director's Honors, Petal Thompson Williams, Director's Honors. Certificate in Industrial Relations in absentia, Douglas Allen, Michelle Evans, Zinga Kennedy Kerr, Kezzy Lewis, Minor Manzanero, Dale Mitchell, Tisha Perez, Ariel Sami, Beverly Springer, and now to the Diploma Industrial Relations Practice. With us today, Makiba Austin, Director's Honors. Ms. Shalini Basdale, Director's Honors. Mr. Roger Benjamin. Jefferson Boram. We have Higa Bruno, Director's Honors. Anwari Ramkisoon Elborn, Director's Honors. Salina Samaru Braffett, Director's Honors. Nigel Sambrano. Philbert Seals, Director's Honors. And we're missing Keston Woodruff. Diploma in Industrial Relations Practice in absentia, Fazid Ali, Kevin Arjun, Crystal Boland, Simone Bowen, Emmeline Constantine, Adana Dick, Anissa Falvi, Taruna Nangram, Nikolai Gotha, Kathy Guy Green, Candice Jacob Harris, Nisha Jagan, Akila Joseph, Rena Joseph, and Walter Jules, Camille Looney, Daniel Moore, Akil Nanku, Olivia Parson, Simone K. Woods, Sion Samuel, Caroline Stewart, Indira Subit, Ornella Thomas, and Afifa Williams. And now the Associate of Arts degree in Labor Studies, Nicole Duncan. Kerry Ann Heath. Associate of Arts degree in Labor Studies in absentia, Crystalline Bernard, Wayne James, Maria Polido, and Talia Solomon. And now on to the Bachelor of Arts degree in Labor Studies. Wendell Mayaro Boy Mitchell, Director's Honors. Victoria Susanka. Alicia Winchester Keel, Director's Honors. Bachelor of Arts degree in Labor Studies in absentia, Ray Ann Fraser. I invite the next dean to take the floor.
And thank you very much, Professor Copeland. I'd like to invite Dr. Henry to the center of the stage and invite Mr. Barry Parasra to the podium.
Thank you very much. I now present graduates from the Occupational Safety, Health and Environment Department. First up, Certificate in Occupational Safety and Health, Shanika Fields Ashton. Kelsey Ann Merez. Carrie Ann Seeley. Bria Williams, regional student. In absentia, Kevin Archibald, Justin Dwarika, Ryan Fraser, Trisha Leon, Delisa Luces, Jassy McDonald, Nolan Ramdial, Patricia Roberts Cromarty, Kamlin Smith, Sherian Spencer. Diploma in Environment Management. In absentia, Ria Scott. Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health, Josiah Charles. Afia Collins, Director's Honors. Vanessa Joseph. Michelle Lewis. Brendan Nema. Kathy Ann Pascal. Atiba Stout, Director's Honors. In absentia, Carlin Arnold, Daniel Carter, Elijah Cyrus, Kevin Daniels, Andel Lakan, Navad Lakraj, Ashada Lewis, Alana Lezama, Reese McBarnett, Amisha Moore Ramsey, Natasha Phillips, Nisha Ramkisoon, and Arian Smart. Give them a round of applause, please. Associate of Science degree in Environmental Management, in absentia, Crystal Campbell. Associate of Science degree in Occupational Safety and Health, Kellyanne Alexander, Director's Honors. Naim Antoine. Anisha Carrington, Director's Honors. Janelle Hamlet. Sonia Jerome Dunton. Timisia Lord. Shondell Macmillan. Cassia Rodney. Vinika Samuel. Midra Stewart, Director's Honors. Sian Williams. Shalise Sylvester. In absentia, Donald Ali, Brent Belgrave, Christopher Bess, Kurt Callender, Vanessa Frederick Trotman, Kevin Hardale, Aliyah Hart, Nathalie Jofield, Miguel Joseph, Ashley LaFortune, Lesley-Ann Marcel, Edison Macmillan, Darren Penny, Leah Pereira, Miguel Pierre, Quinton Prescott, Priya Ramnath, Janelle Richards, Lisa Robinson, Sachin Sukai. Give them a round of applause, please. Bachelor of Science degree in Occupational Safety, Health and the Environment. Renisha Campbell. Dwayne Jones, Director's Honors. Issa Jordan. Francis Lamy. Ian Lopez, Director's Honors, Most Outstanding Student. Krisha Mitchell. Jamie Lee Pantor Belgrave. Kiris Perez. Director's Honors. Nicolette Prince. Ariel Cipriani. Nisa Ravello. Sherwin Thomas. Cluan Williams, Director's Honors. Omida Williams, Director's Honors. Monica Wilson, Director's Honors. In absentia, Reynaldo Garcia, Sunita Rampasad Bechan, and Andre Young. Give a round of applause for the Occupational Safety, Health and the Environment. I now invite the Dean for Project Management, Mr. Nigel Bagwatsaran.
Good morning all. Thank you, Dean Barry, for giving the Project Management Department a chance to present. Thank you very much, and we love you too at the college. It gives me great pleasure to welcome the certificate and diploma graduates in the Project Management Department to accept their certificates. Certificate in Project Management, Krissa Kayento, Regional Student, Director's Honors, Most Outstanding Student. Also another Regional Student, Keho Peters, Director's Honors. Certificate in Project Management in absentia, O'Shea Antwine, Ronnie Chancellor, Beverly Gilalta, Akeem Odian, Megan Parag Singh, Kadeen Phillips, Rhea Smith, and Ayanta Williams. Round of applause, please. Thank you. Diploma in Project Management, Jason Maxwell, Director's Honors, Most Outstanding Student. Miss Delia Stevens, Member of Staff, Director's Honors. Diploma in Project Management in absentia, Kimran Ramjit, Lisa Ramlochan Roach, Rhonda Timothy. So, my apologies, Rhonda is here. I now invite the Associate of Project Management graduates to approach. Vanessa Bastaldo, Director's Honors. Associate of Science degree in Project Management in absentia, Glennis Murray, Shamaria Phillip, Parvati Ramsaran. Round of applause, please. Thank you. And we come to the Bachelor's of Science degree in Project Management. Matthew de Grilla, Director's Honors. Stefan Forbes. Miss Makina Lakero. Still with the bachelor's degree in project management, Marsha Mark Privat. Vanessa Nidhan. Moana Ramdial, Director's Honors, Most Outstanding Student. There are no students in absentia for the bachelor's degree in project management. I take the opportunity as Dean of Project Management at the college to say congratulations to the project management graduates and the entire 2023 graduation team. As expected, project delivered. Well done. I would like to invite to the podium my colleague, Ms. Archer, Dean, Security Administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bagwat-Sarang, and thank you, Dr. Henry. I'd like to invite Minister of Labour, the Honorable Stephen McClatchy, to just give out these remaining certificates.
Hi, good afternoon all. Program Dean, Security Administration and Emergency Management. For the certificate in Security Administration and Management, David Joseph, Nathaniel Knight, Nigel St. Rose, Director's Honors, Candice St. Louis, Carlon Thomas, Regional Student, Certificate in Security Administration and Management in absentia, Randall Durham, Samantha Fernandez Branch, Dean Gomez, Natasha Lett, Teresa Sampson, Lorenzo Smith, Joel Telesford, Samantha Williams, and Nadisha Young. Round of applause. Thank you. For the Diploma in Emergency Management, Jason Hosan, Star Divine Roberts, Director's Honors, Paul Ruplal, Director's Honors, Most Outstanding Student. Okay. Jarrington Theodore, Director's Honors. Diploma in Emergency Management in absentia, Abiola Jacobs, Ronnie John, Jason Jones, Justin Logier, Leanne Andre, Kosha Pereira, Deepak Singh, Kerwin St. John, and Kimberly Jones. Right, for the Diploma in Security Administration and Management, Roxanne Priest. Natasha Garcia. Michelle Glasgow. Roxanne Grant. Celine Graves. Isabel James. Caleb Joseph. Dale Leopold. Okay. Christopher Nanan. Joel O'Neill. Tavis Paul. Maxine Timothy. Diploma in Security Administration and Management in absentia. Kurt Alsop, Kevin Backwayne, Barry Burke, Nathaniel Das, Kurt Douglas, Johannes Hills, Colette John, Vitra Jotis, Roger Manwaring, Damian Martin, Diosaran Munisar, Cleveland Noel, Julian Rambaran, Ryan Ross, Darren Shah, Kadeja Spencer, Ingrid Taylor Samaru, Kathy Thomas, Renee Thomas, and Lynette Williams Walker. Also, Technical Diploma in Operational Management in absentia, Malan Ramsawak. Right, so we have now the Associate of Science Degree in Security Administration and Management, Aaron Jagasa, Director's Honors. Kendra Nikki. Vanita Weaver Ali, Director's Honors. Associate of Science Degree in Security Administration and Management in absentia, Sterling Blackman, Joan Fritter, Ryan Graham, Trisha John, Tariq Kwamina, and Stephen Ralph. Right, for the Bachelor's of Science Degree in Security Administration and Management, Dexter Aberdeen, Director's Honors. Ronald Alexander. Janelle Balbosa. Katian Bedo Batiste. Bevon Edwards, Director's Honors. Most outstanding student. Kevin Edwards, Director's Honors. Chris Hostin. Unica James. Leroy Joseph, Director's Honors. Peter Maraj. Cohen McLean. Valine Valentine, Director's Honors. Nadine Wellington. And Kimberly Wong, Director's Honors. Bachelor's of Science degree in Security Administration and Management in absentia, Joseph Jack Mohan and Elsa Sinclair. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again to each and every one of you. We would now like to invite Mr. Bevon Edwards to present the valedictory address. And just to note that in over about the last 7 years or more, we have not had a valedictorian from the Security Administration and Management Program. So we are very honored to have Mr. Edwards today.
The Honorable Stephen McClatchy, Minister of Labour, Ms. Natalie Willis, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Labour, Professor Brian Copeland, Chairman of the Board of Governors, members of the Board of Governors, Mr. Sheldon Salino, Deputy Director, Academic Affairs, Deans, executives and members of staff of CCLCS, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, fellow graduates. Good afternoon. I know by now you all are probably tired of speeches, but you all have no choice but to stay and listen to me for the next 3 hours. Huh? Congratulations, fellow graduates. Today is a momentous occasion, one that marks a significant milestone in our academic and educational journey. As the valedictorian of the class of 2023, I am honored and humbled to be granted the noble task of representing you at the CCLCS Graduation Exercises 2023. A profound sense of gratitude, pride, and accomplishment fills my heart, and I'm sure that I express the collective sentiment of the entire class. I want to start by quoting a passage from the Holy Bible. Psalm 103, 15 and 16. Our days on earth are like grass, like wild flowers. We bloom, we die. The wind blows, and we are gone, as though we had never been here. This reference is made in solemn memory of our classmate, Rohan Antoine, fondly known as Richie, who succumbed to the COVID-19 virus in November 2021. The relevance of this quotation in the context of this graduation ceremony cannot be understated. Richie was a wonderful human being, a man of unyielding faith, an astute student, and a good friend. I'm saddened by his passing and by the fact that he's not with us here today. Richie's passing serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and of the importance of making the best use of the gift that we all still possess. May we never forget our classmate, and may we endeavor to keep his memory alive. Our educational journey has not been without its challenges. For many of us, our expedition in pursuit of personal growth and academic development started as many as 5 years ago, taking us along varied and different academic program pathways that brought us ultimately to this time and this place. However, despite the differences in our pursuits and the variations in time spent at CCLCS, we all shared similar experiences. Some of these included sleepless nights. Yeah. The physical, psychological, and emotional impact of the pandemic and the adjustments made in transitioning from in-person to online classes. On a lighter note, we survived the initial trauma of group assignments. But we matured to a place of cordiality and cooperation in achieving group objectives. The rigorous academic demands and the occasional setbacks we experienced during our arduous journey birthed persistence, resilience, and a type of determination that brought us to this place of achievement today. In sober recognition, we can admit that our success is not solely a testament to our brilliance or our academic prowess, but rather a reflection of the continuous encouragement and support of our families, our loved ones, our lecturers, other key influencers in our lives, and ultimately our faith in God. To this end, allow me a personal moment to thank my wife, Ingrid, this beautiful lady in the blue there, my daughters, Eden and Zion, give them a wave, and my mother, Marlena Edwards. And I thank them for their unwavering support throughout my journey, a journey characterized by untold adversity, possessing the innate potential to derail the achievement of my goals. The first setback was retrenchment from Petrotrin in 2018. Then, a period of unemployment with mounting bills and responsibilities. And then, no sooner was a suitable employment relationship brokered than crisis hit in the form of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so, for the second time in less than 2 years, I was on the breadline. Without disclosing a name, one of our graduates seated here today had to endure the grievous pain of losing a family member in the Paria pipeline tragedy. Another had to endure the agony of property loss as a result of a fire. And then there are others who lost parents and siblings as a result of the COVID-19 virus. It is against this backdrop we express a deep sense of gratitude to our respective families for encouraging us to continue the pursuit of our goals. We thank them. Yes, yes, yes. We thank them for their emotional support, for standing with us, and for believing in us as we navigated turbulent times. To all my lecturers, a special thank you is in order. Your impartations were not limited to a theoretical understanding of academic material, but extended to the applicability to practical life and realities. In this regard, it would be remiss of me not to make special mention of those who left an indelible impression on me and whose words of encouragement provided the impetus for continuity. Miss Adriana Archer. Miss Nicole Samuel. Mr. Darren Lal. Mr. Carly Bascom. And the logophile, Mr. Dennis Brown. And then those of my friends, Kathy, Crystal, Miss Bob, Kevin Archibald, Edward Taylor, and Herman, to name a few. Thank you all very much. Then there are the fond memories of this academic journey. Among the most memorable was the opportunity afforded to a group of students to represent the college at the virtual Model OS General Assembly for universities and colleges. Our team, led by Unika James, comprised, give a little clap for Unika. Comprised other delegates, Judith Phillip, Irvin Joseph, Kimberly Wong, and I. We sat on the Inter-American Council for Integral Development, engaging in the drafting of resolutions and debates on topics like improving digital connectivity as a crucial component for economic development and regional integration. The Model OS taught us the value of teamwork, time management, critical thinking, and preparation. Participation in the Model OS General Assembly fostered an appreciation of and an awareness for the ongoing regional efforts towards democracy, human rights, integral development, and security. As I close, I ask this: what does success look like to you? There are many definitions and parameters by which success is measured. Those parameters are usually unique and personalized, consistent with our socialization and our environment. Though we all may define success differently, my encouragement and my exhortation to you today is to adopt as an integral part of your understanding of success a sharing of your achievements to positively impact the lives of others. So let us purpose in our hearts to first be the change we want to see in our world, and second, to balance our academic success with the development of the virtues of honesty, integrity, and perseverance. Remember that our days on earth are like grass, like wild flowers. We bloom, we die. The wind blows, and we are gone as though we had never been here. So be the best that you can be, and do the best that you can do as you bloom where you are planted, so that when the wind blows and you are no longer here, the flower of your life will be remembered, not solely for your academic achievements and accomplishments, but for the positive impact your life had on this earth. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Bevan Edwards. Now, with the post-nominals attached, be Sam for that very stirring address. Please, let us give him another round of applause. You know, you emphasize in life, we go through a lot. There's a lot of rigor, academic rigor being one of them, but shaping us, causing us to blossom, and, you know, really bear fruit where we are planted is very important. So, folks, believe it or not, we are in the middle of the program. You're all paying attention. So, we are drawing near to the end of the program, and it has indeed been a pleasure to really allow us to be a part of this very momentous occasion for you.
Thank you all very much for your attentiveness this morning. And again, just to reiterate, I think what Mr. Edwards just shared is very indicative of the journey that each of you all have been through. So celebrate yourselves again as overcomers this morning. So to conclude, we'd like to invite Ms. Janice Johnson-Lord, a lecturer in the Labor Studies Department, to lead us in the Union Song. The words for the song, again, are at the back of your program.
Good day, everybody. I come to sing it, but I also want to recognize my batch, Bevan Edwards. Yes, the valedictorian. All right. Congratulations, graduates. And as we seek to impact, let's remember what we're about. Sing along. For those of you who can sing, I'm going to try. I'm all emotional listening to my batch after his valedictory speech, all right? So I'm going to try. We meet today in freedom's cause and raise our voices high. Don't sing it like a gospel. Don't sing it like a gospel, like the last time. Okay. You want to pick it up? Well, all right. For those of us who can sing, let's sing it, right? Bevan, you mash my boy, but we'll try, right? Whew. So I'll start with the chorus since the doc buffet me, right? Hold the fort, for we are coming. Unionists, be strong. Side by side we battle onwards. Victory will come. Yeah. He bash up. Doc. Just want to die. Hold the fort, for we are coming. Unionists, be strong. Side by side we battle onwards. Victory will come. Fierce and long the battle rages, but we never fear. Help will come when help is needed. Come, my comrades, cheer. Hold the fort, for we are coming. Unionists, be strong. Side by side we battle onward. Victory
Okay, so once again, thank you. We will now conclude today's proceedings with the recession. And as this takes place, Mr. Kern Somerville and the Sensational Band will provide the musical accompaniment. I know they feel early in the engine room still, you know, yeah? So he will provide the musical accompaniment once again. So, pleasant good day to one and all. Once again, my name is Colin Bartholomew, Dean for Cooperative Studies.
Good day. I'm L'Oreal Perez, Manager Quality Assurance. And in terms of the order of the procession, the podium will leave first, followed by the students and all our guests. Thank you all, everyone. Blessings to you.